So for day one of MLB The Show 21's release, I made a stadium creator video giving you guys some basic tips and things to keep an eye out on when trying to make a little basic stadium. Take a template and make it your own. But obviously since then, people have asked for me to make a little more advanced tips, show you guys some other things that, tips you could have when making your own stadium from scratch. In case you guys don't know, I made Kevin God's stadium. I've made my own stadium that I use all the time, 2 of them now. And also one of those stadiums got some love from Legend of Rofla, so you know. So we're gonna come up with 5 tips to help you guys come up with your own stadiums. I'm gonna give you a little step-by-step process, showing you guys what I do when putting together these stadiums, and give you some extra little tips to help make your stadiums look nice. Let's get into it. YouTube, what is going on? I appreciate you watching this video. In case you do not know me, my name is Scann, and I do make MLB The Show videos and content, gameplay tips, Diamond Dynasty tips, things like that. So if you are brand new to the channel, looking to get better at the game, things like that, make sure you check out the channel down below and hit that subscribe button. We are on our way, crawling towards 4,000 subs, which is honestly wild. Also, in case you do not know, I do stream on Twitch every day at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to come hang out with us, we will be doing some stadium creator on stream because, servers are usually down, so same creator's the thing I've been doing while servers are down. If you want to watch me make a stadium live on stream, come hang out with us then. And without keeping you any longer, let's just get right into the video. I have a little 5-step process that I kind of use when making my stadium. In general, I have a process for coming up together with a theme, putting it all together in the creator, and just a process that I think will help you guys when making your own stadiums. And also at the end, I have some extra little tips with extra little things that I've learned to create that will help make your life a lot easier. Also, by the way, I am going to show you guys a little speed build. I made a airport themed park last night. I was doing this recording for a video, and I had a whole video like this recorded, and I was completely illegible. Like my speech was so bad because these speech aligners I have, and I'm just going to re-record. Hopefully this one is a little better. But just in general, I have a whole stadium build going on in the background so you can kind of see how I put this process together. So my first step when coming up with a stadium is to come up with the theme. Before I even touch the creator and start putting props down, I will usually come up with a theme or an idea for something I want. If you want to, you can load the creator, hit square to go through all the features and the props and come up with a theme based on the props that are available. Maybe you want a dinosaur park, maybe you want to do an airport like I did, maybe you want to just make a realistic stadium, things like that. And look through the props and get some inspiration based on the things that are available in the game. Okay, so once we have the theme and the idea together, my second step is to work on the stadium itself. Work on the stands, work on the seating, get that done right away. Try to put all the seats perfectly in alignment. Get all that done to start. Once you have the core of your stadium done, then we'll add on all the details and things like that. And it's easier, start the seating and things like that. Also, one little small tip I will give you guys while we're talking about putting together a stadium is snapping. If you hit left stick when you're placing down things like stands and things like that, it'll allow these items to automatically snap together and line up perfectly. They don't always work. It depends on the thing, but if you are putting down a bunch of seats next to each other, you could hit left stick to snap those items together, and it'll automatically place the next one in perfect placement to it. But it really depends. Sometimes it doesn't work, but for the most part, the snapping feature does a good job of working. So now, once we have our stadium together, we have the seats, we have all the stands together, we have the core of our stadium all set up now. Once we have this done, now we're going to work on the close proximity of the stadium. This is the most important part. Think about what you see in the middle of a game. You mostly want to focus on the area closest to your stadium. Yes, you could work on putting some trees deep in the background, and you have that whole canvas to work with. But just think about what you're going to be seeing when you're playing the game on the field. The things immediately behind the stadium, the things immediately in front of it in the outfield, and things like that. So try to fill in with buildings, signs, things that are in close proximity to the stadium, so it looks very detailed and looks good in game. You want to make sure you focus on the close stuff. As you see with my stadium here, I try to fill it in with close details, put like say seating and things like that close to the stadium. So when you're in the game, it looks very detailed, and you want to cover up as much blank, empty area as possible. When you see that empty area, I feel like it takes away from the stadium. It kind of makes it look ugly. Now we need to work on our background. So adjust your scenery to fit the theme under the stadium hub. I went for the coastal theme for this stadium, and just in general, we want to adjust that. Work on the background, so the things further back. So I put a parking lot, I put the airport terminals and things like that further away. So if you do see the background, things like that, you can still see them still. And if you are, spacing out, looking at the distance of your stadium, it doesn't look completely empty. You can see things that fit the theme. And just in general, do the background afterwards, because just in general, when you do have limited storage, you can't put an infinite amount of props. You only have a certain amount of things. We want to try to focus on the things we see, like the close props and things close to the stadium, and then we adjust it from there. We work back and work expanding outward. Now, the last step is to add our final touches, add our scoreboards, our signs, add our seating, things around the stadium that, really put it over the top, our extra details. We want to try to put things in the stadium to make it look realistic, like, restaurants, those seating for people, signs that say hit it here, things like that to add those extra details. You could fill in that stadium in close proximity, have it look nice, but it won't look like a baseball stadium unless you, put your signs and things of seating and things like that and make it look like a real ballpark. But again, that is up to you. This is all up to you. You guys take this, mold this into whatever kind of idea you're using. Take those 5 little steps. Hopefully that'll help you make a nice stadium. So a few extra pointers from what I've learned from the creator and things that can help you guys, make the stadium a little easier. Like I mentioned before, snapping. Make sure you snap items like seats, fences. Hit that left stick. If you're putting together a bunch of fences, for example, put down the first fence. Make sure you have left stick pressed in, and then the next one that you place down will automatically snap next to it. So you can quickly put down a bunch of fences, roads, seats, things like that, all snap to each other, making this a little bit of a quicker process. Also, don't be afraid to hit square, look at all kits, and go through the themes. If you do have a theme for a stadium, you can find all the props and things that you need under one specific theme. And make sure you go into that and browse through those themes in that main menu there, and look for things that can help you make your stadium look nice, all fit together. Don't mesh themes together. I mean, obviously I have a whole city theme here, so this all kind of works. But sometimes people make a stadium, it'll be a cornfield, there'll be some floating dinosaurs, there'll be an alien ship, and obviously everyone's free to do what they want, but we want to stick to a consistent theme to make it look nice. Having a bunch of different things meshed together is kind of chaotic, Finally, like I said in that 5th step, focus on your small details. When you're in game, you want to try to look at everything as if, you're playing in the stadium in the game, small details like signs, seats, things like that that, really come together. They add up. The small details add up to make your stadium look nice. And that's what I try to focus with mine. Try to add the small details so when you're playing in the stadium in game, things actually look nice. And then finally, another little tip to make things look nice: don't be afraid to look in game and change things. So you can go into a play versus CPU game, play now game, whatever situation you want to, and just see what the stadium looks like in game. And from there, you could adjust and add things, fill in some empty space, adjust your batter's eyes, anything that you want to change, you could adjust in game and things like that. Remember, if you are low on space and you are filling up all of that memory, try to take away from the background and things that, are super far away you probably won't see anyway, and focus on the close proximity. Remember, you're not seeing that tree 10 miles away down the canvas. We are seeing the things that are closer, the things that we actually see in game. So focus on making your stadium filled with details with what you see in game. And even if things are floating or things like that in the background where it looks from that sky view a little off, if it looks good in game, that's all that matters. That's what we really care about, having it look great in game. Alright, so those are my tips with the Stadium Creator. If you have any questions of how to do certain things, leave them in the comments down below, or just in general if you have any ideas for stadiums you want to see me make. I've made an airport, I made my own stadium in the city, I made a forest stadium, and I'm working on another stadium right now. So if you have any ideas for stadiums and things like that in the comment section, leave them down below. I would love to, see an idea that you guys have and try to make it happen on stream at some point. But that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you learned something new about the stadium creator. Hopefully these tips help you make a nice little stadium, and hopefully you enjoy my little airport I made here. I spent a couple hours on it, and hopefully you like it. But yeah, that's going to be it. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you all in the next video. Deuces.